Welcome to Pagan Crafting, where magic and creativity intertwine. I'm Kara, your guide to enchanting art, nature, and witchcraft. Today, we're going to learn how to create an art magic spell step by step from start to finish. Join me today as we craft some magic together. I invite you into my space. I invite you into my studio, my sacred space, my giant art altar. My whole space here is one big art altar workstation. I adore everything on it, and I've selected just the right things. I've brought in 3 different canvases here to choose from. This one's made from wood, and these 2 from the white canvas itself. Now, I like to do is choose my oils and sprays wisely, choosing each with intention. For these are going to enchant my vessel, my canvas, my tools, myself, and my space. Each oil that I have or spray, some of them I don't label, I have to smell. But each oil that I have or spray has a different intention. Some are infused with moon water from the different times of the year. And this brings me to work with the elements and moon energy. So this one here is the snow moon or the hunger moon, and that energy is going to give me different powers to work with. I'm also going to choose magical colors. Each color will mean something different to me. Each color will represent. Now what I've done is choose the colors that I'd like to work with. I'm trying to stay within springtime colors. But alas, this painting took me a different direction. So, join me as we choose a canvas or your vessel. Depending on what type of artist you are, you may be an art journalist, you may be a digital journalist, you may be a painter, a musician. But choose your paper, your vessel. Anything I call is usually canvas. So I'm not going to go with this smaller one here by the looks. And this one here was intended for a diorama. Just feeling the energy of it. What does it want to be? Nope. Okay, so I need to make some adjustments here. Setting up your sacred space. Just take your time. Feel the energy of what the canvas has to offer you. Pet it, love it, talk to it. Now you're going to choose your different smudge blends if you are able to smudge or cleanse with herbs, botanicals. Some of you cannot due to allergies or asthma, or you can't due to certain smells indoors. You can use incense if that's allowed, or sound cleansing. Using bowls, forks, instruments, bells, singing, humming, even just music itself to set the mood. I'm using a blend here that I bought from a friend of mine at Goddess Temple. You can find online, and she makes some amazing blends. This one is for joy and abundance. Now you can cleanse your canvas and your space. Now I'm going to show you a few different ways you can do this. Now this is one of them with a spray. Be careful with some essential oils and spraying your paintbrushes. It could ruin them. We don't want certain oils on beautiful brushes. And you can draw in a symbol or a sigil into the water before it dries on the canvas. It's all about layers and intention. You could also create blends to match your intention using botanicals, herbs, tree bark, resins, many different things you can put together, such as other people's blends, so you can add your own. This one here is for success, abundance, and joy. I'm also bringing in some amber resin, and that is for cleansing, for the home, and to keep the house spirit happy. Now smudge yourself and start afresh. Smudge your crown chakra, your eyes so you see clearly. For the artist within me. I smudge my ears so I hear the truth. I smudge my mouth so I speak the truth. I smudge my throat chakra so I communicate and receive and give with my heart. I smudge my heart chakra. I smudge my sacral, solar, my sacral, and my root chakra. I smudge my feet so I walk a true path, my legs so I walk a true path. I smudge my hands as an artist as I give to spirit and creators, to the gods. I offer my skills as an artist. I give my energy to the pagan gods. Set your intention before you start with everything that you do. Cleanse with smoke, spray, sound, or crystals. And this is another way we did with spray first. And you can also cleanse your canvas, whichever you're using, whether it be a paper, book, musical instrument. Now this feather has a sigil that helps me with my creativity and energy that I wish to invoke during my sessions. I plan to be using some rock sands in my creation, so I'm also smudging. Not quite sure what tools I shall be using, so I am also cleansing everything as well. Cleansing my paints. My station. My moon water. After I've smudged myself. Now choose your tools with intention. You have your favorite brushes, possibly, maybe your favorite sculpting tools. With each one, take your time. Talk to them. Let them know what they're going to do today. With each piece that you choose, you want to cleanse your tools. You may either do it by smoke, one by one, For each piece that I paint, I have different energy and creative thought process that goes into it. So I do like to smoke cleanse my piece or enchant my tools. This piece is going to be an offering piece, so I'm going to use enchanted oils, each with assigned intentions. Now this oil is made simply from rock chips, crystal chips, each one with an assigned magical purpose. I looked up each purpose and added for what I wish to invoke. Now you can put it directly onto your brush handle. Now, just like a candle, you can wish to pull the oil towards you or away, depending if you want to bring in energy or remove energy. You can also put some oil on your hands. I want this energy of springtime, renewal, balance, and regrowth to come to me. So with each handle I'm pulling towards, I'm also going to add a sigil onto my brush with the oil, carefully not to touch the paintbrushes. Set in your intentions using correspondences. I'm using a brown candle here, and this is going to represent the grounding. It's going to represent earth. It's going to represent growth for me. Another way that you could charge or cleanse your vessel is using crystal healing. Using the energies of crystals, you could also charge up your canvas, because each one of these crystals that I have in my art altar station here is already charged up and ready to go. So I could use that energy to infuse my canvas before starting. Again, pouring in my energy, feeling the flow of which paint things are going to go, touching up some drawings here. I like to draw or paint upside down. And this gives me an opportunity to use my right brain far more than my left. You want to whisper your intentions into your canvas in the beginning, throughout, and the end of your piece. By using the elements, as you see, I use water, the moon water. I'm using charcoal from a sacred fire, from a circle of 32 women gathering on a sacred full moon night. Yeah, I'm feeling this energy. I got the music playing. I wish I could share my playlist with you. I bet I could. Throw me down a little painter's palette if you wish for me to share my playlist that I'm listening to while I'm painting this. You could also use a wash of moon water to activate your painting. You can also add another hidden sigil. By using the charcoal, I'm using fire. By using the smoke cleanse, I have fire. The water, I'm adding washes with moon water. And each phase could mean something different too that you wish to invoke. I'm adding the green wash here to represent and symbolize fresh, new energy. Before we bring in the fresh, new energy, we must do some shadow work. So let us build up the base of this. This canvas is going to morph and change depending on the mood of the songs that I'm listening to, possibly. But I haven't really planned out this piece except the two celestial pieces above the women's hands and the colors I have planned out. But I'm really winging it. And I like when this happens, and this is very important. We don't want, well, you know what? Magic isn't about perfection. It's about embracing imperfection and letting whatever happens happens. If you don't like it, I made a few mistakes along the way. I over mudded without waiting for my acrylic to dry, so I had to like mud it up, make some mistakes, and come back after it's dried and then bring in some lighter layers. Whisper your intention once again, before, during, and after your piece. Program in with your breath, for it is powerful. Let your painting know what it wants to be. Let it help take form with your intentions that you wish to invoke. And let it carry you away till it just let whatever happens happen. Layers, 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 layers. Some of these layers you're not going to see again, but you'll know that they are there. Layer your intentions. You may work with shadow work and bring in the light, for this is a spring equinox painting, for she is holding the balance of the light and the dark. So working with the mountains and the valley within her, the darkness within her. What is she overlooking? What is she overseeing? What does she need to work on in her shadow work? For this goddess will light your way. Lay down a story while you're painting, even if this is going to be covered up with light. Lay down the darkness first. For this goddess, she's going to radiate the light over the mountains and over the hills. Again, we will know that it is there, and you don't need to have everything perfect and everything seen. You may include symbolic imagery such as the moon and the sun. You may include symbolism, runes, sigils, whatever most resonates with you or you wish to learn about. Again, many, many, many layers. And each color will mean something different. A pale yellow could be a sunshine, joy, new beginnings. The blue is for calmness. The pink for love, harmony. The purple for intuition, spiritual awakening. Layer your intentions. Now bring in the light over the dark. Radiate your energy and your power through your piece that you're working on. For she is the energy that is guiding this painting that I'm working on this evening. Balancing the warmth with the cool on each side. Now we're going to grab my trustiest tool that I own. I think I've had this toothbrush for over 20 years and it is still some of the best stars maker. Doing some layers and layers and layers, bringing in the colors here. I didn't quite know what my plan was. All I knew that I had to wait to fill in her body I was thinking maybe having her turn into like the universe and into the hill. Now bringing in some stars into her body, some more layers of stars around the perimeter of her. Next, what we're going to use is we're going to infuse with crystal energy. Using some wax stamp seals, I'm bringing in some crystal sands. These I've bought from the Open Circle from Camrose, Alberta. I will put in the link below where you can find your gem sands or gem dust and infuse them into your artwork, into your paintings, anything you can think of, into your spell workings. Sprinkle them like Johnny Appleseed around your house, no one's the wiser. It gives the most beautiful shine when you use them in your wax stamp seals, and again, it's infused with actual crystals. So bringing in garnet, carnelian, and citrine into the sun. And I brought in sodalite, lapis, and tourmaline into the moon. Using some sacred geometry for the sun and a moon seal for the moon. Now, after I painted the bottom and made little nebulas and made the universe, I decided we're going to bring in some textured layer. So I'm going to add some tissue paper, or you can add some torn paper to create some depth. And this is going to symbolize the layers of the earth waking up. And again, I'm never sure why the Mod Podge containers need to be so difficult to open. So lining up my tissue, figuring out how much I'm going to need here. A healthy amount of glue down right over all my work I just did, but that's okay. Ideas happen, you go with it, layer with it. I hope it works out. Some excess glue around the edges, and let's curl this right around the edge. And then we're going to do another healthy layer of glue on top. And that'll help seal it in, and we're going to let that dry. Right after I get in there with my fingers and get a little excess around the side. But we're going to let that dry and we'll come right back to it. Now that that's all dry, we're going to do a nice black wash. And again, we're going to let that dry. Coming back to that, I did some dry brushing of some grays with some burgundies to create a rock look. And I drew some sigils here on some colored paper that I've created. Each one of these sigils, one represents renewal, the other growth, another abundance, and the next one balance, all representing 4 different words that I wish to invoke for the springtime coming. I decided to do one more, and that is all 4 words into one sigil, because it looks like she just needed a little bit of extra. She needed something there. Painting in some long stems, I'm going to turn these sigils into flower heads. Adding about 3 different layers of greens to the leaves. I found it still a little bit lost in the canvas. So I decided to let it be and go into the roots for a while, bringing in roots off her legs and roots that are growing off from the flowers of the sigils. Creating her magic is empowering the sigils and empowering the creation of springtime. I was born around Astara, so this is one of my favorite times of year. Now what I've done here is I've outlined everything in a white just to punch out, so she's got the white effect on her, so I did the same here too. Now we're going to seal your work with magic. Now what you can do is you could use, sprinkle it with moon water, or you can place it underneath the sun to empower it further. I'm using moon water here. You could use moon rays as well for your piece. Well, thank you so very much for chilling out with me today. And remember, your creativity is your power. Trust it, nurture it, and let it guide your magical journey. Until next time, happy crafting.